Again, this is GDQ HOTFIX, regular speedrunning content here on the GDQ channel every day. You don't want to miss it. All right, so I'm going to try to clip out here with a precise jump into the first-person camera. There we go. And now, if you've seen it any percent... So I want to beat the Bokoblins to this, which it looks like I'm not going to. I want to beat them to their Boko Spheres. Ooh, I just did. Okay. Excellent. I now want to kill these guys, but I don't want to die myself. Okay, great. Right away. Okay, 2 damage already. This is going great. Great. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. Because I can use the bombs as an item to pick up at any time. So I can basically do this like bliss trick anywhere where I can step up onto something like that. And then I wiggle the analog stick to and fro without ever resting the analog stick in neutral. Because if the analog stick falls into neutral for any amount of time, I actually drop the glitch and fall to the ground. And then once I've charged up enough, I can just turn forward. I kind of want that. Okay. The good news is I don't have to get as much food because the idea is not taking any damage. So, all right. I need to actually get rid of my skew from before and get a new skew here. That should work. We're going to clip into the Magnesis Shrine here. Just like that. And now we need to clip back in bounds. Just like that. Oh, I'm on the boulder. Okay, and Link doesn't want to fly anymore. So we are going to set that back up. I'm just going to kind of... No, Link, I know you want to walk up to these boulders and be like, look at it, it's a rock. But I don't want you to do that. I actually... Okay. Link is not cooperating. That's okay. You know, we have rough days. Everybody does. One of these days, he's gonna want to do it. Almost, he teleported, which was nice. Okay, Link. Oh my god. I have not seen many of these. Oh, no, just go this way. Just go this way. It's fine. We'll go slow. It's okay, Link. Don't touch the tree. Okay, okay, okay. And go this way. All right. You did it any other way. You actually did it wrong, which is interesting. This is the full power of Bliss right here. So again, I'm charging my backwards momentum by like wiggling in the opposite direction, but also I don't want to wiggle too much because there is a speed cap. And if I reach the speed cap, Link will stop. So I'm sort of trying to just toe that line. Yeah, I'm just flying over Hyrule here. This trick was discovered just a handful of months ago. But guess what? Speedrunning content never ends here on the GDQ channel. We have daily content here, weekly shows, bi-weekly shows. Man, Fant, you just deleted all the other players in that.
Yeah, we are playing on normal. Ada, should I move it to hard?
No. You're good, you're good.
I could maybe move it to hard, have a little bit more tough. Okay, this one's interesting. Rosalina is just popping off here.
She is popping off.
Okay, we made it out, Ooh.
Nice, Rosalina was going too slow there, rubber banding.
Daisy at the at the finish line.
So tough, so tough.
All right. Yeah, so we're cracking 200 miles an hour here.
Luigi's about to break the land speed record.
Yeah, so now there's an interesting thing about that. So if you look at how fast we're going on the screen relative to our size, it looks like we're not going too fast, right? But if we're going 200 miles per hour and it looks like we're going this slow, that means this stage is massive and Luigi is like 200 feet tall. In order for this to make sense speed-wise. So everybody's a giant. That's why we're in the clouds, because you cannot fit this size of a stage on the terrestrial Earth.
I like the idea, Fant, that they thought of that. which just cannot be true.
It's not true at all, no. So we are going first in the final round. So we have a 1 in 3 chance, or 2 in 3 chance of picking the right one. We're gonna go Team Green.
This is Monty Hall. Just switch. Just pick one and then switch.
Ooh, okay, all right. Now Daisy has a 50-50 shot of winning. So we have the statistical advantage until the game's over. If we first try this, I'm gonna be so happy. Let's frickin' go.
Yes.
I can't believe it. First
Excellent.
try Bowser's Big Blast. We did well on the RNG.
Let's get some GGs in chat, please.
That was a pure display of skill right there.
Of course, of course.
There's a lot of stuff that's like, oh, that feels so close. And
Yeah.
if you do know the right inputs, you know, you can make it. But otherwise, it's like, oh, I'm just barely not getting there.
Yeah.
And there's some really advanced techniques that allow us to do some wild stuff, like that corner kick. You have to like neutral jump around the wall, which means jumping without holding any directions. So it would be very hard to do if you don't kind of know what you're doing.
Wait, this is sick.
Yeah, so that's the sight heart. It utilizes a intended mechanic in the game where you always get your dash back on screen transitions. And so you just kind of go back and forth and keep getting your dash. It's a really, really cool heart. Switch palaces in SMW, where you hit a switch palace and things get harder instead of hitting a switch palace and things getting easier. Kind of fun.
Oh, interesting.
For less trivia. Yeah. This berry is my nemesis. We are not friends. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's
Damn,
huge
do I
mess.
gotta speedrun this game?
Yes.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah, you watch a speedrun of it and you're like, oh, this looks so cool, doesn't it? This could be you.
I don't have time to learn this. What's your favorite chapter? I gotta know.
My favorite chapter is actually Farewell, the DLC that was added later on in release. Farewell is, it feels like, in many ways, like Kaizo. It's such a amazing difficulty increase, and it utilizes speed tech within the level. Like the puzzles and rooms are designed around tech, which after having speedrun the game for about 6-7 months when Farewell came out, it was like exactly what I wanted out of the game. And so my main speedrun used to be just the Farewell chapter. And so I absolutely adore Farewell. Yeah, HOTFIX has been amazing. And, you know, as one of the newer showrunners, I can't speak highly enough to the HOTFIX team. And it's really cool to see so many people here hanging out after AGDQ. I got stuck! No! So there's a technique there called the battle and boost. I got the first half of it where I do a hyper bunny hop to kind of fly using the Kevin block momentum. And the second half of it is that if you skip the cutscene correctly, you'll just fly straight into battle. And I did it a bit too late and Maddie got stuck in the floor. Which so I have to go into the epilogue where we have 1 level left, and that's core. Hopefully I have 170 berries. I do. What a nice amount of deaths. Fantastic.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
What's important to note though about this game is that this game does play quite similar to a lot of the Western Silent Hill games. It's made by Konami, the same general vibe is there, so we're going to be able to do some things to that engine that we'll talk about later. As well, it's just kind of, as you can see, a third-person action game, so that's going to control the way it is. Now, the early game is pretty straightforward, just you're moving. A lot of the horror games in general are pretty chill. A lot of the horror games on the show are pretty chill because you're always just sort of moving around. I know that sounds a lot easier than it is, but I kind of walk like an alcoholic sometimes, where I don't move in a straight line. So it adds up on time loss. Oh, I have a friend, maybe they can help me. Then maybe that's an interesting thing with this game. No, because once we go through the store, our friend here is immediately going to leave us. Let's see. Also, another thing I've been should be mentioning, every time a door opens like that, if you're rubbing up against it, you'll actually do like a giant bounce back sometimes. I'm gonna see if I can get one soon, because they're pretty fun on those automatic unlock doors. But for now, we're gonna jam our arm in a vat of acid. Tap. Make sure he doesn't bother me while I'm doing that. Not the mop handle, get rid of that. Okay, so this guy's here. I should be able to get him if he runs a bit more forward. Let's see. He's not, I'll go for it. So if you move it in an angle, you can actually manage to come through the wall. Although I don't think he's close enough. I may have gotten a bit unlucky here. Come on. Might. Yeah, he's not close enough. Luckily, it's not the end of the world because we can just wait out the timer. But if he can get closer, what we can do is we can try to hit him. And it's kind of awkward because... Oh, there we got him. It kind of gets a point where you're just trying to get the bat to, like, shove itself inside of the wall. But it takes a bit of doing, and it's a very... Oh, there we got him. I don't get the key, though. And he's dead. Yep. So we have the key with about 10 seconds left to spare. It can always be said, now is a good time for donations.
Yes, it would be very good.
Exactly. Alright, so now that we've done that, the whole purpose is to jam our arm in another toilet. I always wonder, like, just not even like speedrun-wise, but like story-wise, why doesn't he just like wrap his shirt around his arm at this point?
Also, though, like, I feel like if there were a basin of water filled with needles and you stuck your hand in, I don't think you would just instantly get, like, 9 in your arm. I feel like they would move around. And you might
Well,
get
he, like,
none.
jams it in. He doesn't even stick it in. It's, like, full force, like... We're gonna avoid this guy. Hope to God we don't get hit. And then just ignore him. Okay, so let's see if we make the jump. So I'm gonna line myself up slightly left of this, drop down, and then immediately walk backwards. All right, perfect. That actually was really good because I had full health. Normally I'd be having a little sliver, but by just immediately dropping down, you can see I don't have to take ladders. I don't have to worry, but I'm sacrificing a load of health. Awesome.
So sorry to interrupt you, but somebody asked if subs and bits still go towards PCF. It's worth mentioning really quick that for the month of January, all of your subs and bits in Twitch chat will still go to the Prevent Cancer Foundation after taxes. You know, be sure we can still support PCF, even though the main event is over.
Yeah. It's pretty good GDQ this time. I think we hit the highest total ever, right?
New record.
Yeah. You love to see it. Let's see. Okay. This one is definitely going to be a bit more... No. Hold on. Let me just go to the side. No. There it is. Okay. On more. A little bit more. There it is. Wow, that one was mean. That was way too mean. Some of these are a lot nicer. I'm hoping the final boss one's gonna be a nice one, but that one was a very, very, very mean one. Shock and trap, oddly enough, for some reason. And, like, it takes, like, pea-sized amounts of damage for some reason. So, what are you going to do instead? We have two options. We're either going to play a mean game of Dead by Daylight, which is our backup strat, or we're going to be using Gun, which is the main strat. So, let's use Gun. Okay, so after this little shimmying, we're going to be going through a door, and then the final boss will start. It's funny, because the game doesn't end at the final boss. You think it would, but it does not.